Today's video is on the pros and cons of living in Cottonwood Heights, and pro number one is the schools. While I'm not supposed to steer you in any way as far as the schools go, I can tell you that they are amazing in Cottonwood Heights. And here's the research that I found. They have amazing schools that are part of the Canyon School District. And let me flip over here so as you can see on this screen here, the Canyon School District has the #1 rating here in the best school districts in Salt Lake County. So overall, they look like they have a B+ rating. They have a B+ academics, B+ teachers, B+ clubs and activities, a B in diversity, A+ college prep, and an A-, or that's an A- in college prep, and an A- in administration. So overall, the schools are really highly rated, as you can see on this screen. They're rated the #6 school district in the state of Utah. They're rated #16 for athletics and rated #19 as far as diverse for all the schools, and this is in the entire state of Utah. So all in all, the school district is pretty fabulous. I looked up on Great Schools just to get a different opinion on what the school districts are there or what it's rated there, and they have, as far as the elementary school, middle school, high school that are zoned for Cottonwood Heights, you're looking at somewhere in the 6s, 7s, 8s, and 9s. So it'll just depend upon which school you choose. However, schooling is not going to really be an issue as far as you can tell as that goes in pretty much anywhere you're picking in Utah. I have children. We currently live in Harriman, Utah, and my son goes to Harriman High School, and they are rated a 4 out of 10. However, my son really likes the school, and as far as what he's learning and everything else, he says it's a fabulous school, just as good as any other school that he's been anywhere else. And we've been in schools that were rated 9s and 10s when we were in Tennessee. So all in all, I don't think that the ratings necessarily mean everything. I think it's going to come down to the particular school you pick, like how good the teachers are there and everything else. And sometimes some of the ratings just have some weird other factors into it that aren't really as far as what type of education your children are going to receive. So that's pro number one, would be the great schools that are available in Cottonwood Heights. And let's move on to con number one. Con number one would be the high cost of housing. You're probably already aware, you might have done already a little bit of searching on maybe Zillow or something. However, the average home price is $637,000 by me pulling some stats from the MLS. Earlier this year it was $655,000, so you can see it's come down, a little bit. And homes are staying some on the market, 40 to 50-ish days on market. Currently, you have somewhere around 25 homes, I think, to pick from, and I'll show you kind of what's available right now just so you could get an idea of what's available. So here's my website, the spackmangroup.com. Just to give you an idea, we got this home here. It's a 3-bed, 4-bath, $850,000. That's in Cottonwood Heights. Then a 5-bedroom, 6-bath for $2.5 million. Then a $1.5 million. $589,000 for a 4-bedroom, 2-bath. There's a 4-bedroom, 1-bath. I'd hate to be trying to do that with a bunch of kiddos. It wouldn't be great to have 1 bathroom. This one's $695,000 for a 4-bedroom, 3-bath. So you can just see the prices here go. Oh, here's a 2-bedroom, 2-bath townhome for $370,000. So there's something affordable. Everything else that's in here, you're looking at 7s, 6s, 7s, 8s, millions. Just depends on what your budget is and what you're looking for, what size home, where the location is, and a bunch of that. And this one looks pretty cool where they're giving 4% credit to use towards interest rate buy downs or closing costs. And you can see all these homes currently. Most of them have red arrows, which means that they're on the downward trend. But I recommend, if you have a minute, to sign up on my website and start looking at homes. And so that's part of the con as far as high housing costs. They did have a $4.2 million home, which either sold or was expired. The last time I looked, it was like a 5-bedroom, 7-bath, 7,000 square foot home. This really isn't a con because location of where Cottonwood Heights sits, it's going to be pretty awesome how close you are to everything. And that is coming up on pro number 5. So stick around to get the location details as far as that goes. A pro number 2 would be that's a very low crime rate here. This chart here from niche.com shows everything as far as safety and crime goes. It's got a B- rating, which is good. Assaults are way below the national average. Murder, they haven't had any, which is awesome. You got rape that's below the national average. Robbery way below, way below. So you're definitely not going to be robbed according to niche.com on this. Burglary is, less than half. Theft, you're close to the national average. And then motor vehicle theft, once again, you're getting close to the national average. And I just found out from asking some people and doing some other research that a lot of the motor vehicle theft here that happens in Utah happens because people leave their car running and unlocked. And so people will steal the car because it's available and you have it set and running. Well, a lot of people will start their car earlier before they're ready to leave in the morning. So that just leaves that availability for crime to happen. So if you have a remote start like I do on my Jeep, where I can just push the button, they'd have to break my window, I guess, and then I don't even know if you try to unlock it, what happens if it auto shuts off or not. But then they won't have the key fob, so they can't do much without the key fob. They can drive it until it runs out of gas, or they shut it off. Overall, that's the crime and safety that you have here in Cottonwood Heights. So I don't think it's overall, it's got a B minus rating, which is really, really good. I don't know if there's any places that get an A nowadays other than some little small town in the middle of nowhere. Pro number 3 and con number 3 are kind of the same thing, and that's the shopping and the restaurants availability in Cottonwood Heights. There isn't a ton of shopping that's in Cottonwood Heights. It's got like a small little section. It does, however, have a Whole Foods and a Trader Joe's, which is pretty amazing since I think it might be the only city here that has both of those in the city. If you get a chance, try out the Porcupine Pub and Grill. And then the Cafe Trio is, I've heard that it's amazing as far as your Italian fix. So that's on my list to go try out with our family since we really like Italian food and want something that's more local based, not like Olive Garden or something along those lines where it's like a chain restaurant. So we'd prefer to try something new and everything. But let me jump over to the map so you can see where some of the shopping is. So here's the overall map. You can see of Cottonwood Heights, it's highlighted in red. When I scroll up here, you'll be able to see just how far it is from Salt Lake City, which I'm going to cover that more, but just to give you a quick view, you're going to see that there is a Walmart Walmart right here, and it's just outside the city limits, so it's what's up against you in Cottonwood Heights. However, this little section here has where the Trader Joe's is. It's got a Target and a Home Depot and a few other little shops and stuff that's there. Handles ice cream, so make sure you try that if you get a chance. But this In-N-Out burger here, if you're an In-N-Out fan, great. That's where we always go whenever we go out. Show you. When we go out this canyon here to do some of these hikes, we will stop at that one every time on our way back and get lunch. So it just seems to work out really good to go do a hike, like when we went and did Donut Falls hike, which if you're a hiker or even if you're not a hiker, Donut Falls is a pretty easy hike to do with an amazing waterfall. You can climb up inside the waterfall if you're feeling adventurous, which I did. And that was super cool. I went through the water, like gushes down from the ceiling, and I ran through the water, and it was pretty cool. They didn't video me doing it, but they did take a picture of me doing it. I wish that we'd had that in video, so I will do that again this year, just for fun, so we can do that again. But that was one of the main areas of shopping right there. Then you have some other shops and restaurants that are right along 7,000 South. And just up over here, this is where the Whole Foods is, and some other shops and stuff like that. So all in all, doesn't have a ton. It's got some, and then it's got Midvale, like where the In-N-Out is, that's next to it. And then over here you have Fashion Place Mall, which is in Murray, and that is a mall. It's pretty nice. We just went there last weekend to go get some socks at a sock place. I'm escaping the name of the sock place, but it's a higher end socks where they're like $19 a pair. So we got a pair of those for my wife's boss to surprise him for his birthday. And, pretty much everything is going to be along State Street as well. So you're not far away from wherever you're looking at. But that was, as far as shopping and restaurants go, there just isn't a ton. And I just want to make you aware of that. However, it is a great community to pick Cottonwood Heights. So that was Pro 3 and Con 3. I don't really think that it's a con as far as the amount of restaurants and shopping that it has, since it's so near everything else that you want, and what stuff it does have is pretty cool. Pro number 4 is that it's a quiet, safe neighborhood, city. It's got really friendly people. You're going to be able to find that most people take care of their yards in Cottonwood Heights. There will be somewhere in the neighborhood of 50% of the population in Cottonwood Heights is an LDS member, so that means 50% are not. I have heard from people that live in Cottonwood Heights that this is a non-issue, that people are generally friendly and give a crap about people that live in Cottonwood Heights, so it won't matter whether you are or you're not a member of the church. So just know that ahead of time. But this area, according to niche.com and some of the other sites that I looked up, has great safety ratings. Every review that I see says that it's a quiet neighborhood, a quiet area, that it's not big, super loud and everything else. So that's pro number 4. Con number 4, or pro number 4B, would be that this could be a pro or could be a con, depending upon if you like this person's music. But Post Malone currently lives in Cottonwood Heights. So I just wanted to let you know that. It's kind of something cool, or maybe not if you don't like the person at all. But who knows? Maybe you'll run into him at the grocery store, or maybe you'll see him grabbing a cup of coffee. But just something cool to know if you're planning on moving here to Cottonwood Heights. Before I give you pro number 5, need to get a little spiel about myself. I'm Greg Spackman. I am a local real estate agent here in Salt Lake City, and I'd love to help you if you're thinking about making that move. So please reach out to me, give me a call, shoot me a text, send me an email, do whatever you got to do. So let's set up a Zoom session and get you on your way moving here to Salt Lake City. Pro number 5 is the location of Cottonwood Heights, how far it is from everything that you want to get to. You are so close to some of the best snow skiing that you're going to find anywhere in the world. You're like 20 minutes from Solitude and Brighton, and then you're maybe 25 minutes from Alta and Snowbird, and then you're about 45 minutes away from Park City. So those are super close. You are 19 minutes to the Donut Falls hike that I mentioned that you can go do. You can camp, you can fish, you can picnic. Everything that you want to be able to do, you could do out in Big Cottonwood Canyon, or Little Cottonwood Canyon is, depending upon where you live in Cottonwood Heights, would be maybe closer to you. And then that has a ton of things that you're going to be able to go do. So the airport, 23-minute drive. Downtown, 19 minutes away. Provo, you're looking like 41 minutes away. Once again, Park City, 37 minutes, I guess, away. So the walk score, as far as walkability and things, you're going to be able to walk to some of those shops and restaurants and whatnot. Just depends where you choose to live in Cottonwood Heights. There isn't as much as far as walkability goes in Cottonwood Heights. So then I would recommend maybe you look at Sugar House. And I do have a video on Sugar House that you can check out that I just finished. I think it was last week. So go ahead and check that one out if you're thinking about if walkability is a big thing. But that is pro number 5, and that's a huge reason that you would pick Cottonwood Heights, is the location of where it sits and what stuff you're going to be able to do based on where it is, and then all the other pros, and hopefully the cons aren't really a con, which that's up to you to decide. Con number 5 is the alcohol rules and laws, and while this isn't specific to Cottonwood Heights, you should be aware, if you are planning to move here, what Utah has, assuming that you drink. But they have some of the strictest laws for alcohol anywhere in the nation. Your blood alcohol content level for drinking and driving is 0.05, and that's the lowest out of any state. So that's something like less than a drink an hour. So plan accordingly. If you do drink, that you have someone drive, or that you take an Uber or Lyft, so that you don't get in trouble, because you really can't drink and then go drive. You're looking at like maybe a beer, and then you're sitting there for 2 hours, and then you're able to drive home. The majority of the alcohol is sold at state-run liquor stores, so that's a big racket here. Hopefully that'll change at some point. Like in Tennessee, we used to not be able to buy wine in the grocery stores. You had to go to the store that was right next to the grocery store. So for instance, Costco had a little market right next door to it that sold all the alcohol you want, but nothing could be sold in Costco. So it was weird. You do your Costco shopping, then you'd walk in there and you could get whatever alcohol you wanted. Well, They passed something in Tennessee where now the grocery stores could sell wine, which was a huge deal. A lot of people were up in arms and mad about it, while other people were happy about it. And then it's not really a big deal anymore. No one cares that you're buying your wine at the grocery store. So hopefully they can go to that. At the grocery stores here, you are able to buy beer and then some of the hard spritzers or whatever else, like Mike's Hard Lemonade or Angry Orchard, that sort of stuff you can buy there. Otherwise, Jack Daniels or vodka or anything else, you're going to be going to that state-run liquor store. Once again, if you want any sort of wine, you're going to be going there. Those places are closed on Sundays, so you will have to plan ahead and make sure that you have it so you don't miss out if you needed it for Sunday, especially when football is in session and everyone's watching the game and wanting to drink beer. Then you want to make sure you have it ahead of time. They are closed on holidays as well, so that could cause an issue. And they also aren't open super late, so just know that you're going to have to make adjustments as far as that goes. So those were my pros and cons. If you're thinking about making that move here to the Salt Lake City area, Cottonwood Heights is your place, or it's somewhere else, please reach out to me. That's the only way I can help you. Give me a call, shoot me a text, send me an email. Do what you got to do to reach out to me. I'd love to help you. I will be the one answering the call. And thank you again, and see you next week on my next video.